Welcome to the Read and Rise Book Club. Today we will explore the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Let's dive deep with comprehensive summaries showcased in 3 separate parts. You will get action-oriented plan with different examples here to grow exponentially in each area of your life. Let me ask you something. What if everything you've ever wanted, wealth, confidence, purpose, freedom, wasn't locked in the world around you, but in the way you think? For 25 years, Napoleon Hill studied the world's most powerful minds and uncovered one truth: riches begin in thought. Every fortune, every breakthrough, every empire started with one invisible spark, an idea fueled by desire and belief. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how to awaken that same power, how to turn thought into action, faith into force, and dreams into results. Because Think and Grow Rich isn't just a book, it's a manual for becoming unstoppable. Welcome to Read and Rise Book Club. Your transformation begins now. Part 1, The Awakening, the concept of fire within. You and I both know something simple but profound. Every great story starts with a moment of decision, not chance, not luck. A line in the sand where a person says, "Enough. I will rise." That moment is where your story begins. Napoleon Hill called it desire, the starting point of all achievement. And if you want to understand why some people build empires while others drift through half-finished dreams, this is it. Desire isn't a wish. It's a command issued to life itself. Most people never give themselves permission to want something badly enough. They talk about what they'd like one day, but they never set fire to it. So life gives them exactly what they asked for. Maybe someday, almost. Hill spent 25 years studying hundreds of the most powerful minds on earth. He discovered that every single success began with one phrase whispered in the dark: I will. Not I might, not I'll try. It is always, I will. The law of desire. Listen carefully. If you can't name exactly what you want, you can't have it. The universe doesn't respond to confusion. Napoleon Hill laid out a law, a sequence so simple that most ignore it. 1. Decide precisely what you want. 2. Know what you'll give in return. 3. Set a definite date. 4. Create the plan and begin at once. 5. Write the statement. 6. Repeat it aloud every morning and every night until belief burns itself into your soul. That's not superstition. That's neuroscience before we had the word for it. You are programming your own mind. Right now, if I asked you, what do you truly want? Would you answer clearly, or would you pause? If you pause, start here. Write it down. Name it. Price it. Own it. Desire is the match. Faith is the oxygen. Action is the explosion. Without desire, the rest of Hill's philosophy collapses. This is where you light the fuse. Quick pause. If you're getting value from this video, go ahead and hit like button right now and subscribe to join this community of growth-minded people. We're building something powerful here, and I want you to be part of it. The invisible bridge. Every fire you start will be tested by when. Life wants to know if you truly mean it. That's when most people quit, right when the storm is proof they were getting close. The difference between the ones who make it and the ones who vanish into excuses is one word: faith, not blind hope, not superstition. Faith is certainty without evidence, the muscle that holds your desire upright when there's nothing else left to lean on. Faith, the second principle of Think and Grow Rich. Hill called faith the head chemist of the mind. It's the unseen laboratory where thoughts are mixed with emotion until they harden into reality. You can't buy faith, you build it. You build it the same way you build strength, by lifting what feels heavy until it doesn't. Every time you choose belief over doubt, you add another brick to the bridge that will carry you across impossibility. Let me talk to you straight. There will be nights when the dream feels ridiculous, when people you respect roll their eyes at your conviction, when results mock your effort. That's the test. The universe wants to know, will you believe in the unseen long enough for it to become seen? Faith isn't waiting. It's acting while waiting. It's saying, I will continue to move even when I cannot yet measure progress. Hill wrote, faith is the only known antidote for failure. He didn't mean it in a sermon sense. He meant it as science. Your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between truth and belief. It simply obeys whatever is repeated with emotion. That's where the next principle comes in. Auto-suggestion. Auto-suggestion, commanding the mind. Auto-suggestion is not chanting empty phrases. It's intentional mental programming. You talk to yourself every day anyway. The question is, what language are you using? Every "I can't," every "maybe later," every "who am I to?" That's programming too. You've been hypnotizing yourself without knowing it. Hill said it plainly. Through repeated suggestion, one can voluntarily develop faith. Let that sink in. Faith isn't found, it's installed. When you repeat your goal statement aloud, morning and night, you're issuing direct orders to your subconscious. Do it with feeling, not mumbling. Emotion is voltage. Repetition is wiring. Together, they hardwire belief. Here's how you use it. 1. Find a quiet space. 2. Read your definite purpose statement aloud twice a day. 3. Visualize it already real. 4. Feel the satisfaction of completion right now. 5. Then act in alignment with that feeling the rest of the day. You are re-educating the most powerful instrument you own, your mind. Let me be clear, your mind will resist at first. It's comfortable with old commands, but persistence recodes the system. Keep feeding it faith until doubt starves. From belief to biology, modern science now proves what Hill intuited decades ago. Thoughts fire neural patterns. Repetition strengthens them. Emotion seals them. You literally change the physical wiring of your brain through repetition of belief. So when Hill said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, he was describing neuroplasticity before the word existed. That means the future you imagine isn't fantasy. It's a construction site. And faith is the foreman standing over it saying, keep building. Every successful person you've ever admired had moments of terror. They just refused to stay there. They used faith as fuel, auto-suggestion as the steering wheel. When fear showed up, they talked back. No, this is who I am becoming. This is what I'm building. This is already mine, do the same. When fear whispers, answer with instruction, not surrender. The mechanics of certainty. Here's how faith operates in practice. 1. Desire gives you the target. 2. Faith supplies the emotional current. 3. Auto-suggestion keeps the current flowing in one direction. That's the invisible machinery behind every miracle that later gets called luck. People see the outcome and call it coincidence. They never see the thousands of inner repetitions that made coincidence inevitable. You must decide now that you will no longer let the external world dictate your internal weather. The mind creates before matter confirms. Hold the image until the world has no choice but to rearrange itself. The enemy of faith. You'll meet it soon if you haven't already. It is fear. Hill identified 6 versions: poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death. Fear is persuasive. It speaks in your own voice. But it's a liar. Here's how you silence it. Act. Even a small action starves fear of oxygen. Movement proves belief. Say it to yourself. I will not negotiate with fear. I will move. That's faith in motion. Now, before this day ends, record your voice reading your written goal aloud. Play it back each morning while you prepare for the day. That's not vanity, it's calibration. You are tuning your frequency to your future. Do this for 7 days straight. Watch how your energy changes. Watch how coincidences start appearing. Emails, people, ideas aligning. They were always there. Your faith just raised the volume high enough to notice. You have built the bridge halfway. Desire gave you the fire. Faith keeps it burning. Auto-suggestion turns sparks into a steady flame. In the next chapter, we move from emotion to precision, how to use knowledge as a weapon and turn information into organized power. That's where many dreamers fall. They feel deeply but never build strategically. Not you, not anymore. Prepare to sharpen your mind. We move next to the fourth principle, specialized knowledge, the art of focusing genius until it cuts through anything in its path. The path of knowledge. You've learned to light the fire. You've learned to feed it with faith and focus. Now it's time to give that fire direction, to transform raw energy into precise power. This is where so many stop. They dream beautifully, speak passionately, but build nothing. Because dreaming without discipline is daydreaming, and passion without precision burns itself out. Hill called this next law specialized knowledge, and he meant it literally. Knowledge by itself is potential energy, but when organized and applied toward a definite purpose, it becomes power. The difference between knowing and using. Hill wrote, general knowledge, no matter how great in quantity or variety, is of little use in the accumulation of money. He wasn't insulting education. He was redefining it. He meant that information is worthless until it becomes organized intelligence. Think about it. The world is overflowing with information, yet starving for clarity. Billions of people scroll through data every day, but few sit down and ask, what do I know that can change my life? The truth is, you already possess the seeds of wealth and influence. They're in your experiences, your mistakes, your curiosity. But unless you learn to channel them, to specialize, those seeds never sprout. Knowledge is like light through a magnifying glass. When scattered, it warms. When focused, it burns. Your job now is to focus. The power of focus. Let me be blunt. The world doesn't pay you for what you know. It pays you for what you do with what you know. Hill called this the organization of knowledge into definite plans of action. Here's your blueprint. 1. Identify the area where your desire and ability intersect. 2. Study everything about it. 3. Practice daily until you outgrow mediocrity. 4. Build alliances with people who complement your strengths. 5. Create something valuable enough that others are willing to pay for it. This is specialized knowledge in motion. Don't wait for credentials. Don't wait for permission. Hill reminded us that the best educated people are those who know how to get what they want without violating the rights of others. That's character and competence combined. That's leadership. The master key. Now listen carefully, because this is the quiet secret behind every empire. No one does it alone. Hill's research showed that every magnate, every inventor, every creative genius had a team, a mastermind of people whose specialized knowledge strengthened theirs. You don't need to know everything. You only need to know how to coordinate everything. Organize, delegate, communicate. These are skills of the modern builder. A person who masters cooperation multiplies their power tenfold. So who belongs in your circle? Who challenges you, sharpens you, and sees the best in you even when you can't? Make that list tonight, because your dream will grow in the soil of association. Turning knowledge into action. Here's what most people miss. They confuse learning with progress. They read another book, watch another video, take another course, but never apply. Hill's challenge was simple. Action is the real measure of intelligence. Every time you act on what you know, you claim ownership of that knowledge. Every time you hesitate, you hand that ownership back to the world. So let's turn this philosophical fire into practical power. Grab a pen. Right now, write the title, My Specialized Power. Make a list. 1. What I know. 2. Who I can serve with it. 3. How I can turn it into value. 4. The first step I can take within 24 hours. Then tomorrow. Do the first step. Don't wait for motivation. Create momentum. That's how knowledge becomes fortune. That's how dreams become deeds. The mind is an engine. Hill believed that the mind is like an engine. It generates power, but only when directed by a trained operator. You are that operator. Desire ignites the spark plugs. Faith compresses belief. Auto-suggestion adjusts the timing. Specialized knowledge supplies the fuel. When all four are synchronized, you create horsepower nothing can match. But if even one misfires, if you lack clear knowledge or your belief stutters, the engine stalls. That's why mastery requires awareness of the entire system. So step back tonight and review. What do you want? What do you believe? What do you tell yourself every day? And what are you learning that brings it closer? If any of those answers are missing, the time to fix it is now. Remember, Hill never promised overnight wealth. He promised transformation through discipline. And discipline is simply devotion to what matters most. The call to action, your first test. Let's end this first act the way Hill would have wanted, with a test of will. I want you to take a sheet of paper and write these words at the top. I am the architect of my fate. I am the commander of my mind. Then underneath, summarize your goal, your faith statement, and the area of knowledge you'll master first. Read it every morning until you know it by heart. Speak it like a contract between you and destiny, because it is. You've awakened the fire. You've built faith. You've learned to command your mind. And now you've discovered the discipline of knowledge. You are no longer a dreamer. You are a designer. The foundation is built. Now we climb. In part 2, the ascent, we move from blueprint to battle, where imagination takes shape, plans are forged, and persistence becomes your greatest weapon. If you're serious about greatness, don't pause here. Keep going, because the mountain only reveals itself to those who climb. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it with someone who'd love it too and needs a little inspiration today. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our next video. Together, we're building a community of learners, dreamers, and achievers. Let's keep growing, one habit at a time, one video at a time. Remember, your journey starts with one choice, and you just made it by being here.